There's one thing that I've learned after working with both legacy investors and new operators, and it's the difference between those who stay in the game and those who are quietly losing it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 biggest reasons legacy investors are losing in today's market. And the 5th reason is by far the most important one, but here's the catch. You can't understand the 5th one unless you actually understand the first 4, because they all connect. So don't skip ahead, stick with me through this entire video, and by the end, I'll show you the one principle that separates the operators still growing year over year from those quietly slipping behind. Let's go ahead and jump right into reason number 1. Comfort is creating blind spots, and the biggest risk for legacy investors isn't the market, it's the comfort bubble that's isolating them. Years of rising rent, cheap debt, and predictable tenants built many portfolios, and with that confidence, that was all based on the tailwind of yesterday's market. But when the wind changes, habits become liabilities. In commercial real estate, comfort creates blind spots, and if you don't have the right team supporting you in today's market, it's going to expose every one of them. This is the first mistake, getting comfortable, because when you've won 10, 15, 20 years straight, you start believing what's worked before will work again, and it's human. I do it, but it's also dangerous. Think of a legacy mechanic complaining about the new cars. They had an old playbook that didn't work. You have to adapt with the new market, the new tech, all of the new things that are coming on. Now, reason 2, playing by yesterday's rules. From 2014 to 2023, capital was nearly free. The quantitative easing era rewarded ownership and not agility. Buy, wait, refinance, appreciation made everyone look brilliant. But that era is over. By 2023, the Fed flipped the script, rates doubled, capital cost exploded, transaction volume got cut in half, and now the market doesn't reward patience, it's rewarding precision. Developers used to win by controlling land and time, but today the edge belongs to those who control the information and move faster than the cycle itself. For example, a big game changer in the retail leasing world right now is sites. They're empowering tenants, reps, landlords, and developers on one platform. The old way of finding a site is you had to know a guy to know a guy to know a guy, waste hours chasing flyers, and now they've made matchmaking. They're the Bumble of commercial real estate. Reason number 3, confusing scale with conviction. The old advantage was scale, the new advantage is conviction. And the best buyers don't chase, they commit. And when a deal fits, they just move fast. Due diligence teams on standby, lawyers on standby, operations teams are ready. Everyone knows the plan. There's no fake confidence. There's no endless talks. Execution is the new credibility. Recently I spoke with the regional buyer, and after I gave them my market update, he told me, I've lost 4 deals this year because I was unwilling to go hard on earnest money deposit day 1. Smart guy, wrong playbook. While that isn't always warranted, it's been the difference maker lately. And you don't win in this market by being cautious, you win by being clear. Speed isn't reckless, it's clarity. Take strip mall guy, for example. Every day he's screaming, I buy on anchor strip centers. But when I spoke with this team, their criteria was precise. Hard no's, hard yeses, LOIs attached to things that they're interested. They know exactly what their investors want. They know exactly what they're looking for in the market. Reason number 4, misreading the new operators. While legacy investors debate, new operators are adapting. They underwrite faster, pivot harder, and without losing foresight, they're willing to go that extra step when others aren't. They're not waiting for the certainty, they're monetizing volatility. They see rollover as upside, and they price the movement instead of stability. They treat every rent roll like a stock chart, momentum over memory, and they act while others are analyzing. It's really just showing who's paying attention. And here's what most legacy investors miss. The gap between patience and precision is where all the money's being made right now. Legacy investors stare too long at their binders, while the operators that are continuing to win are just committing a lot harder than they are. Now, reason number 5, mistaking experience for strategy. This is one that ties everything together. Legacy investors aren't losing money because they lack experience. They're losing because they stopped questioning their assumptions. Think about when the CEO of BlackRock said, I had to change my assumptions on Bitcoin because of the market.
It wasn't that long ago that the big bankers, Jamie Dimon and Larry Fink, were saying that crypto was stupid and a fraud.
I did say Bitcoin, because we were talking about Bitcoin then, was the domain of money launderers and thieves. But the markets teach you have to always relook at your assumptions.
In real estate, Decades of success created the belief that patience always wins. But patience isn't precision, and the danger of experience is mistaking history for strategy. And everything that's made legacy investors wealthy, their caution, stability, their systems, is now what's keeping them from evolving. They've mastered preservation and operations, but they lost their adaptability. Because the next cycle won't be won by the biggest balance sheets, it'll be won by speed, urgency, and a visible commitment to the marketplace. Don't whisper price, put it in writing. Here's the thing that I told you at the beginning. That one principle that separates the winners from everything else is the cycle intelligence. Cycle intelligence is the ability to recognize economic patterns and adjust your strategy to each phase of the market. And the investors who win the next decade won't be the ones who remember the last one best. They'll be the ones who unlearn it first. Precision, adaptability, cycle intelligence, that's the new CRE playbook. My name's Andrew Valdez. If this has helped you see the market a little bit differently, hit subscribe and let's rewrite a new playbook together.